Hey there, Sovereigns. Monica Grace from cardreadingqueen.com here, and today's reading is going to be Why Has My Twin Soul Never Shown Interest in Me? So this reading is going to be ideal for people who are in a friends or acquaintances type of relationship with their twin soul, and they know in their heart that this is their person. They maybe have some indication from their twin soul that there is interest, but for whatever reason it hasn't progressed past that friend level, or perhaps they've gone into kind of a separation of some sort, like they don't see each other very often, or they one has pulled away from the other, and basically it's for anybody who they haven't had that romantic relationship yet. So maybe this person has shown signs of interest, but it just hasn't gotten to that next level. And there's a question of, well, why, if this is my twin soul, why is this person not attracted to me on some level? What is it about me that's repelling them, or what is it about our relationship that is repelling them, and why is this not moving to the next level? So if that is your situation, we are going to be tapping into that energy. Now, I want to say that I am a different kind of reader on YouTube and on my channel. So basically, I'm tapping into the situational energy. We're not tapping into cosmic energies or anything that is time sensitive. So no matter when you are coming across this video, if this is the situation that you are experiencing, this reading may have some messages for you. And so this reading is for you. It may have some messages for you. The last item of housekeeping is that if you are interested in getting the semi-personal reading that goes along with this reading, and so for that, this is basically if this reading is resonating with you, and if you want to go even deeper into this reading, then you can go to cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. That gives you all, it's basically a bundle of all the extended or semi-personal readings from the year 2020, which is when this reading is published. So from the year 2020, you can grab that bundle, and there's both you can grab it as one whole bundle in one payment, or there's also a payment plan. Grab that bundle though, and you'll get access to all the semi-personal, or some people call them extended readings from my channel for the year of 2020. And so at the present moment, there are probably going to be many, many more than this, but at the present moment, I can guarantee that there are at least 50 extended readings that are included in this bundle. So it's a very, very good deal. Really the price of, what for other readers here on YouTube might be, even just a couple extended readings. You can get all the extended readings for 2020 for that same price. Okay, so we are going to get into this reading, and we're going to start with, we'll start with the Moonology deck. And so what we're going to do, we're going to pull the overall energies for the situation. Let me give this a couple shuffles here. So this deck is actually new to me at the time of this recording. I've had my eye on the deck for a while. Watched it in many, many other people's readings, had it recommended to me. I was waiting for it to kind of go on sale. It really hasn't, because it's been such a popular deck, so I finally just pulled the trigger and got it. And it came in the mail yesterday, so very excited to be using this. So let's get going. We've got overall energies. We're going to pull 2 for the Divine Masculine side, and then we will pull 2 for the Divine Feminine side. Okay, so let's set this aside. I'm gonna put it back in. Okay, that's out of the way. Let me stack these and get those out of the way. All right. So we have 2 cards on the Divine Masculine side, the Full Moon in Taurus and the Balsamic moon. Your dreams need a practical plan and a time for healing. Okay, so what's going on with the divine masculine for this particular situation of why he is either not receiving that interest from his divine feminine, or why he is not returning that interest. It's basically just saying that the timing's not right for this relationship to get romantic. And there's something in the divine masculine's energy where he knows this. Now, this could be that he's not seeing the signs from her, so he's not making that effort or bringing that effort forward. It could also mean that he may have some inkling that she has feelings for him. And again, I use he, she, that it's not male, female though. It's really just to speak to the energies. So this can be any situation. It could be, two females, two males, transgender, non-binary, whatever the situation or whatever the relationship. But I use the he, she, and the masculine, feminine just to define the two separate energies. So he could also not be returning that interest because he knows that this is not a time for him to be getting into a relationship, like a romantic relationship. But he still wants that feminine in his life. He just isn't ready to pull the trigger on that. And the big thing is that for the divine masculine, the energy is basically that he is meant to, he's meant to take action, but he's also meant to ground the dreams of the couple into reality. And so he's seeing some issues in the physical reality that are holding him back. So this could either be that maybe he wants to reach out to that feminine, but he feels like his job isn't in the right place. Like he would like to be able to reach out to her with a little bit more to offer, basically on like a financial level. It could be his home out of place. It could be his, his personal situation out of place. Like maybe he's trying to get his children set up for something if he has children, or maybe he is trying to pay off debt, or there's something in his personal life that is holding him back. And so the whole thing for him is that, and this energy is basically that he does want to come forward and either show interest or make an offer to his feminine, but he is trying to ground that into reality right now, and he's trying to come up with a plan for that. He doesn't want to rush into it, and he doesn't really see the need to rush is another piece of that. All right, on the feminine side, we have the new moon in Virgo, we have a full moon eclipse, a time to give rather than take, and conclusions are within reach. Okay, so what this is asking the feminine to do, so regardless of where she's at, she could either be waiting to receive this interest from the masculine, or she could be, deciding to return this interest with the masculine. Basically, but maybe she's waiting on something from him. So basically what's happening there is that she's being asked to hold faith, so this conclusions are within reach. It's coming up to a point where either a cycle is ending, so whatever energies may shift from that. It could also be that this is manifesting for her. So maybe this relationship is kind of right around the corner for her. So the conclusions are within reach. Keep doing the healing work around this as that shifts the energy. The cycle shifts when one or the other counterpart in the relationship takes action, or even just shifts energy. So make sure that if you're the feminine, make sure that you are doing your healing work to see that conclusion come into reality quicker. Now, you'll always be doing the healing work kind of through, you would basically be doing it through situations in your life, but you can speed that up by just noticing where you need to heal and doing that healing work. And then for this one, a time to give rather than take. This is something that I'm assuming that the feminine does not want to hear, because I think in general, that the feminine feels like she's kind of always giving and that she's not receiving back. That's kind of the archetype of the feminine, especially as the relationship is coming online. So for this, though, it is basically that the masculine is just not in a place where he can give her what she wants in the way that she wants it. So it's asking her to, give, to hold space, to be there for him as he's healing. Now, that said, she should only be giving from a place of genuine joy. So if it's exciting for her to give, if she's feeling energetic, if she's feeling like she wants to give, and if she can give without that expectation, then that's the ideal way for her to return or to give this love, even though she may not be getting things in return. So if this is you and you're the feminine, then just be aware that your masculine's really not in a place to give to you in the physical 3D. Doesn't mean he's not busy. Again, you see here, it's a time for healing. That is very likely to mean that he is working through something big, and that is going to help your union. So just keep that in mind, that he is still working on your union. It's just not in the physical as you would like to see it. All right, so we're going to dig into these two energies much more. We're going to be using the Chakra Wisdom Tarot for the masculine and then the Light Seers Tarot for the feminine. So let me pull this out. We will start here. This as well. So I'm actually using a number of new decks in this reading. So this is also a fairly new to me deck. And I think it's incredible. I think they did a really good job with this. It basically... It blends the energies of the tarot with the energies of the chakras. So you can learn about both through this deck, and the way they do it is really impressive. And I'm excited to start using this deck for more readings. So, highly recommended at this point from the limited amount that I have used it so far. So we're going to pull some cards for what's going on in the 3D with the masculine. And then we'll do the feminine on the other side. All right. So we are getting some interesting energy here. All right, so the red is the root chakra. And let's see, I'm just going to ground into this for a minute. Okay, so what I'm getting from this so far, and I think more is going to come. So the star, I think a lot of that goes along with this card, the dreams need a practical plan. So he's definitely, he definitely dreams of you, as the feminine. So the masculine is dreaming of the feminine right now. We have a star, with hearts, or a heart made of stars. And this is he is dreaming of this fairy tale. He wants this true love. The Four of Coins goes back to this practical plan part. So I feel like these two cards are directly linked to this original card, which is that he wants to have that security in the 3D. And so what I'm getting from this, I think a lot of this is the financial security, but it doesn't necessarily mean that he needs money. But it means that he's feeling ungrounded right now. He's not feeling like he kind of has all his ducks in a row. And so he wants to get that situated. And again, this can be a number of things in his life. It can be, definitely financial is a possibility. It could be like he wants to make a career change. He wants to make a move. He wants to, deal with an aging parent. Like it can just be a number of things. Maybe it has to do with children, parents. It could be a relationship issue, like perhaps he's going through a divorce, or he's trying to leave a relationship, that sort of thing. So there's something here that he wants to take this very step by step, and he needs to free his energy with this other situation before he can really look at his feminine and creating something with her in the 3D. Okay. So then we have the Chariot. And the Chariot, I think this is just, it's kind of more the same. And this is root chakra energy. So he's really looking at grounding in the 3D reality. And that's kind of what, so there's like a lot of integration here. So I think it's like integrating his healing so that he can create this greater foundation that he wants before he can go after his dream and pursue his dreams. And this, this is, I don't know. I think that these cards kind of all line up. This green is the heart chakra as well. So, again, I think this all has to relate to the romantic feelings. I think, I don't know. To me, these cards, they really line up. It's kind of just reinforcing what I said at the beginning, I feel, with these two cards. It's just saying, like, he's kind of just busy right now. And because he's busy, whether he's the one who wants to reach out or whether he is going to accept that love from the feminine and, move that love forward from the feminine, he feels like he's got to clean up some stuff on his end. And it seems like he really wants to do this correctly. So it could be that, or it could also be he's just putting his energy somewhere else right now. And he's not able to put his energy into thinking about this feminine and how to start a relationship with her. All right, let's look at the feminine side of this. See what's going on. So this one I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. Also really beautiful deck. This is the Hay House edition. So I know she had a Kickstarter and it had gone very well, and now she went and did the Hay House one. And so I've gotten the Hay House edition. And a lot of people had complained about the thickness of the cards. For me, it's not really an issue. I don't use my decks. I don't use any particular deck, exhaustively. So it's not really a problem. I tend to, so for starters, I have a number of decks. I have a number of tarot decks, and I tend to use them just for readings like this. And it just doesn't really bother me, the thickness of these. I think if I want if my deck gets too worn out, I would just buy another of these decks. Like, not really a big deal to me. So your mileage may vary, but that, I also recommend this deck. I think it's really beautiful and has some beautiful messages. All right, so 3D of what we're seeing on the feminine side. So we have the Magician, the Six of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. Right off the bat, I'm seeing that a lot of this is just kind of going with these original cards. So this one, the Five of Pentacles, basically pointing to the sadness of what the feminine is experiencing with the masculine, because she wants to be with him. She really wants to be with him, and either she's unable to return that, or get into that relationship right now, for whatever her reasons, or she is, kind of waiting on him to return those feelings, and it's just not happening. And so she's feeling very sad about this. The nice thing about this card, and I like that they have this here, So it is a locked door, is what this card is showing, but it's also showing that the key is right there. So the person is crying, but the keys were actually right here. All she has to do is go get the key and unlock the door. Um, the Six of Wands, typically the victory card. I think that the feminine knows that this relationship is going to happen eventually. What her real issue is, why can't it happen now? And that's kind of the issue. That's kind of the question that she's coming to this with, because she actually knows that she is building and creating this relationship right now. She's got the Magician. This Magician card is actually forming a flame right here above this water. So she knows that she's creating this, but she's kind of like, why can't I create it faster? What's holding it back? Why isn't it, if I can create, so the question is really like, if I can create this right now, then why can't, like, I know I can create this eventually. Why can't I create it right now? Time is an illusion. So why can't it come now as opposed to later? And the truth is, it can come now as opposed to later. The thing that's holding it up is really the healing that needs to happen. And so that's something that I think the feminine can kind of struggle with, because she's often like, I've already done all my healing. I've done this healing. I've gotten to this point. What more healing do you want me to do? And the truth is that a lot of the healing that we each need to do, masculine or feminine, it remains unconscious. So you may have healed everything in the present that you can see, but there's still that unconscious healing that needs to happen. And that's kind of a tough pill for the feminine to swallow, because she wants this sooner rather than later. So what I would recommend for this is, if this is resonating with you, is to look at ways and processes with which you can unearth some of that subconscious stuff that you're trying to figure out. And then you can kind of reevaluate, like, have I healed this before? How did I heal it? What is the healing for that? Am I going deeper in the healing? That sort of thing. And a lot of times what I've found is that the healing is going to just kind of keep going deeper. So it's kind of new level, same devil type of thing. And the original phrase of that is new level, new devil. But my experience is new level, same devil, which it's just the same thing that comes up again, but you're going deeper. And so you're kind of going, peeling the layers of the onion is another way I've heard it described. All right, so let's go back to the masculine. We're going to look at behind the scenes, what's happening. What is he conscious of behind the scenes that he's not telling this feminine? And then we're going to look at what is behind the scenes. Let me pull this down. What is behind the scenes that he doesn't know, that he's not able to tell his feminine because he doesn't even know this for himself. All right, so what he's conscious of, but he's just not telling her. So we've got the Sun, the Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. And this to me is just that, she is his happiness. So she is his ultimate lover. She is the source of his happiness. She is, and he knows all of this. He's not telling her because he's not ready to accept her love around this stuff. We have the Eight of Wands. This is the breakthroughs. So he knows that that he's breaking through and reaching a lot of this love. Also the Lovers, we have this card, which is this is the crown chakra for the Lovers. And what I want to say about this is he knows that spiritually this is his person. What he doesn't quite know yet is that he's ready to have this relationship in the physical. So you can kind of see this person looking at this, but like not necessarily thinking that it's for him. So he knows that it's you, but he doesn't know that you guys are going to be, together in this lifetime or together right now. And then we have this other root chakra card with the Eight of Wands. So this to me, he wants to tell you that he is making big strides and big breakthroughs in his foundation building, and he wants you to be proud of him for that, because he feels like you're kind of like, if you're the feminine, he feels like you're kind of looking at him like, hurry up. Like he feels a lot of pressure from you, and he doesn't feel appreciated for how far he actually has come and the work that he is actively doing in the physical that he sees as for your union. If you're the feminine, you're seeing this as like, where, what is he doing? His energy is like somewhere else. He's seeing this as like, look, my energy is actually with you because I'm building this as the foundation. The next row of the things that he can't tell you because he doesn't know it. We have the Four of Swords, Knight of Wands, and the Empress. What I'm getting from this, he basically, his heart needs a break. This Empress card, you are his love. He knows you're his Empress. He wants to give this cup to you. He knows you deserve the cup, on and on and on. Like, he knows that you are his perfection, and like, you are the source of his life, the source of his receiving. Like, he knows that you are the one for him, and you're going to give him all the love and nurturing that he needs. And at the same time, he's feeling very worn down from it in his heart. So it could be that he's had some really challenging relationships in the past. Maybe he even thinks he's over it already, but he's not. Like, there's still a lot of pain there that he's trying to work through, and he just feels very weary on the emotional level. And especially with regards to romance and love. Like, he's been burned a number of times in the past, and he's just not ready to pick up, he's not ready to pick up these swords and fight again. And each of these swords as well could be a rejection. So take that may only be for some of you, but take that as you will. It seems like, okay, he's had like these rejections or these heartbreaks, a number of times. With the Knight of Wands, basically just revealing that he does have the passion for the concept of love. So like as far as what he wants, he doesn't want to go play the field. He doesn't want to like be with someone else. What he wants is he wants to be with, he wants that fairy tale love. He wants to be with that feminine. He loves the concept of it. He may not be sure if it's you. He may think it's someone else. He may not be sure if he is deserving of it. So there's a couple things that could be going on here with this Knight of Wands. But what this is telling you is that, like, in theory, he wants his twin flame, or twin soul. Now, in practice, he maybe doesn't feel like he can get her. He maybe doesn't know who she is yet. Or he maybe doesn't think, he maybe does know who she is, but he doesn't think he's supposed to unite with her in this lifetime, or he can't figure out how to make it work with her. And he just sees a lot of negativity in the present, or in their current relationship. So that it's not clear which one it is. It could be, it depends on your situation. But that is what he is understanding about himself in the unconscious. All right, let's move to the feminine. And we're looking at what's going on behind the scenes for her in the conscious, but she's not telling the masculine this. So what does she know consciously that she's not telling the masculine? And then we will look at what does she not know that she's not telling the masculine. All right. So what we have here, so what she knows, but she's not telling the masculine. So we have the Queen of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the Ten of Wands. So what she knows is that, she basically knows that she likes to be around him. So she has that passion for the relationship, and she actually enjoys being his friend as well. So she knows that she's gonna stay friends with him or stay in his social circle, whatever it might be, regardless of whether he returns that romantic affection or regardless of whether they end up being together. She knows that she wants to remain friends with him. She knows that she's not giving up on him. She knows that she wants to stay near him in the physical. And so most likely they do have some sort of physical relationship, but I don't mean physical contact. I just mean that they have, this could be like a coworker situation. It could be like a friend group that they're both a part of. But they have some sort of connection where they still see each other in the physical. And she wants to maintain that. She really wants to grow that, but not necessarily able to right now, but she knows that what they have, she doesn't want to lose that. And then the other thing she knows, so we've got this 10 of Wands, and this card is typically one of just carrying a large load, having a lot to carry. And so she knows that she knows that she's basically helping her masculine with this, because she can see that he is carrying a large load. She is willing to be there to help him, to help carry things for him, and she wants to give. But she also knows that energetically she's holding this space for him, where she is carrying some of the load from him. Now, what frustrates her about this is that she feels like the masculine is not noticing or appreciating that she is carrying some of this load in his life. So it's kind of like he's taking all the credit for everything he's doing in his own life, and she can see that she is a contributor to that, and she feels really frustrated by this. It's like this energy of I don't know, it's this energy of she feels like unappreciated, because she knows that energetically she's been doing all this healing and that's been moving her masculine forward. So there's this kind of like resentment toward him almost in this energy of this card. The resentment is really that she wishes he would acknowledge her. And I think that's one of the reasons that she wants him to acknowledge their connection in a more, like, either in a romantic relationship or even just like to say like, hey, I know we're twin souls, because she can sense from him that he feels that. The reason she wants him to acknowledge that is because she has been bearing the load energetically, and all of his 3D wins, she has played a role behind the scenes, and she can see this. So she's looking at him and seeing that he's having, maybe he got like a promotion or something, but she can see, and she can literally tie that promotion back to a piece of healing that she did behind the scenes, healing of herself, and then he gets a promotion. And so she's very frustrated by this dynamic, because it's like he's not acknowledging her energetic part in this, and possibly also a physical part. So it could be like he got a promotion, but she's the one who encouraged him to go after it, or she's the one who like listened to him as he was complaining about his boss or whatever it might be, and she just feels like a little behind the scenes, and she feels that if they were in a relationship, she would receive more of that appreciation, both externally and also from him. All right, so what does she not know that she can't tell him, because she doesn't know this about what's going on? So we have the card, the World. We also have Ace of Wands, and we have the Eight of Swords. So what's going on here? She definitely feels this cycle ending. So she knows that she knows that whatever they're going through right now and whatever she's feeling, she knows she's going to do her healing work. She knows that the cycle is going to end and then something new and different is going to come up in their relationship. And this is really that she's seen these cycles come through over and over again. So she's used to it. She's ready. She knows that what she's experiencing right now is not a forever thing. She really wants, what I'm getting from this Ace of Wands, which is not the meaning of the card typically, but just with this flame at the crown chakra, what I'm getting from this is that she wants that acknowledgement of the twin soul connection. And I'm hearing that more and more. I got it from this card, but now I'm getting it from this card, is that she really wants this acknowledgement on some level that they are twin souls, and she wants it kind of for the wrong reasons is what I'm getting. And maybe for some of the right ones too. But what I'm getting here is that there's an element or a thread of wounding there that she is not really seeing about herself. And she is wanting this for some sort of, for something, either a validation, that she's not been wasting her time. It could be for that external validation, kind of like this is my person, this is my man. It could also be like, I'm also getting like an I've been right all along about this. So like maybe her friends are like, why do you keep wasting your time with this person? Or why do you keep giving to this person you're not receiving? It could be, so that could be like friends and family, and she just wants something in the physical to kind of show them like, look, this is real and I have not been wasting my time. This is actually manifesting, even though it's, even though it doesn't look like a typical romance. I think also like what I said earlier about the acknowledgement, because she does see that like her masculine is changing, and she sees that it has to do with her healing. And so what I'll say to this, I just want to say that even though she may be the one who's more actively healing, the masculine is also doing healing. And he's just not doing it visibly the way the feminine is. And sometimes the feminine is not doing it visibly either, but the feminine is talking to people about it. So she's got her friends, she's got her family, she's got her coworkers, her sisters, brothers. She's got like a community of people that she talks to about her healing. The masculine is doing his healing very quietly. So he is doing the healing, and he is like thinking about thinking about kind of the same stuff that the feminine is. He is reevaluating his life. He is going back to his past moments and like looking at, well, what is the lesson here? So he's doing all of the same stuff as the feminine, but he's not telling anyone. So because he doesn't have a community. And because for the masculine right now, especially in our society, it's not safe for him to share this healing. It's not safe for him to share, or even to share these insights. And I just want to say, I have seen this personally, not for me, but for a friend he is a masculine, and he is not sharing, like he's doing all this healing, and he's even got the language around it. And so he confided in me and in my husband about a piece of healing that he had done, and it was incredibly insightful and really beautiful, like this really beautiful healing about a childhood wound he was having. But it's not something he would share with anyone, because our patriarchal society is not set up for men to be able to share this healing that they're doing. So he's making all these transformations. It's very behind the scenes. this particular masculine who is he is a cisgender male. So just take that for what it is. But he definitely was sharing something that was not something he would typically share with really anybody, I don't feel. And I've never heard him even speak that way before, and it was very interesting and really beautiful, like the healing that he's doing. But he is doing that. He doesn't have the same structure as the feminine does, but the healing was the same. And it was really incredible to witness that. So I just want to say that. And of course I see that from, like, in my own relationship, my own my husband, who's a very, he's a divine masculine, and he has really been working on himself as well. I definitely, of course, he confides in me when he does, his own healing. That's something that we have an open conversation about, but I can't really see him necessarily confiding in somebody else, or having that conversation with, like, a friend about the healing that he's doing. So just take that for what it is, especially if you're a feminine. Just know that this healing, it's real and it's happening. And the masculine is very aware of the healing, but they don't have that outlet for communication the way the feminines do. So this masculine, if you're the feminine in this reading, then your masculine might be acknowledging this twin soul connection only to himself. He's not talking about it to other people, though, and he's not talking about it to you. Now we have this Eight of Swords, and what this is, the feminine feels very trapped in this friendship in many ways, whether it's a friendship, whether it's an acquaintanceship. She feels trapped because she knows, it's like she knows how she feels, and she doesn't want anyone else besides this masculine. She knows how he feels, and he's not admitting it to her or taking actions in the physical. And she's kind of wondering, like, should I just give up and move on? So she's really struggling with that. And she's maybe also testing this right now. So she's maybe also pulling away and saying, like, let me pull my energy back and either see what happens, or just, like, I need to pull my energy back because I'm in pain right now. So she's just saying, like, look, I'm not gonna keep investing in this. I would like that person to come to me a bit more. And she's feeling like she has no good options. Like, she can either be friends with him and kind of take the friendship, I don't want to say scraps because it's not scraps, but take what he's offering, or she can pull back and, like, be unhappy, she like be out of alignment of what she knows her truth is. And in both cases, like, both options are not great options, because in both options she's out of alignment, because what she wants is this romance, and what she knows is real is the romance. She's experiencing friendship or, like, that pulling back, though. All right, so we're going to go on. I'm going to do some romance angels. And this deck, I've had this deck for a while. I don't know. I'll be curious if Hay House reprints it. It is an amazing deck, but, Doreen Virtue has kind of moved out of this space. And so I don't know if they're going to reissue this deck or reprint it, or what that situation is. I know that they've been reprinting many of the card decks. So I know they have Angel Answers. I know they have the Angel Tarot. And those have new additions. So we'll see about this one. But for now, if you are watching this in the future and this deck is out for whatever reason, I, again, highly recommended deck for doing twin soul work. So, okay, let's pull the guidance. We have what each party wants from the other. So here's what the masculine wants from the feminine. He definitely wants, okay, so we have playfulness and we have trust. So what this is saying is he wants to keep the friendship, or he wants to keep the relationship light right now. He's not really ready to go plunging into the deep, into like a intense romance. And he is holding back all romance because he knows that a romance with his feminine is going to be intense. So he's kind of holding back. And it's this energy of like, look, I know if I date you, then we're going to end up getting married and having kids, and like, I'm going to be with you forever. Like it's kind of like this energy of like, I know that once we start dating, we're not going to get out of it really, or like I'm not going to get out of it. There's no like breakup button to push. And so he's kind of just like not ready for that. So it's this playfulness, the flirting. He likes a lot of that. He likes receiving little gifts from his feminine. And all of that feels really good to him. It's that commitment piece. And it's not like, I think in the 3D there's a lot of question of like, oh well, he won't commit, so it must be because he wants to keep his options open. Like, no, I'm not getting that from this, because what I'm getting is like, it says the situation is calling for you to have faith. What I'm getting from this is that he's like, look, we are eventually going to be together. I know we're eventually going to be together. And right now, like, can we just kind of keep it chill? Is kind of the energy of that. He's not wanting to go plunging into this deep romance, and he knows that once it starts, it's just going to spiral, and it's going to get very intense very quickly, and he's not ready for that. But he knows, he does know that this relationship is real. We have Cupid wanting to essentially shoot the arrow, but the guy is like, hang on, like he's got his hand out like, no, like I'm not ready for that. Kind of saying like, look, we're not, hold off on that. On the feminine side, here's what she wants from him. Yeah, so this is exactly what he doesn't want. Like this side is exactly what the feminine doesn't want. This side is exactly what the masculine doesn't want. So she wants true love and children, and says this is the romance of a lifetime. I mean, she wants it all with him. She wants everything. She wants all of him. Both the good and the bad. She wants it right now. She wants this deep, intense romance with him. She wants to build her family with him. She wants to grow old with him. Like she wants everything, and she wants it right now, and she doesn't understand why isn't it here yet. And this is kind of, he's just not ready for this, is what he's saying. Like, he's not ready for it. He knows that if he gives in a little, that it's kind of like he knows that if he gives an inch, she'll take a mile, and that it'll just get very intense very quickly. So, but that's what she wants. All right, so the guidance for him, we have past life relationship and the engagement. So the guidance I'm getting from him is basically like he knows that this is going to the next level. So it's just an encouragement that you may not be ready for everything, but you can be ready to take, basically just like the next step, is what I'm getting from that. And then this past life relationship, to me, this is that he has a lot of this heartbreak from before that's really holding him back right now. So he needs to go back and look at these previous relationships or rejections or wounding or whatever, and he needs to clear it out. As he clears it out, he's going to find himself more and more ready for this next step. And that could be, take it for your situation, but that could be that he's thinking about asking his divine feminine on a date, for example. And he can't take that step to ask her on a date until he evaluates, this wounding or this pain from before. As he evaluates that, then he'll be able to move forward to the next level. And, this guidance is really saying, like, don't look at how these things kind of spiral in terms of commitment. Because what he's thinking is like, he's kind of thinking, like, if I date her, then we're gonna, get engaged, and then we're gonna get married, and then we're gonna have children, and then we're gonna grow up together, and then we're gonna die. Like, he's kind of like overwhelmed, like taking in everything. And the truth is that you can ask out this feminine. You can start spending more time with her, even as a friend. You can ask her on a date. You can ask her to be your girlfriend, and so on. Like, you can make all those commitments, and it's like, it's one step at a time. So each time you'll have the chance to, try something, and then you don't have to take it to the next level unless you want to. And so that's what this is kind of trying to tell you, is basically like, don't unravel all the steps at once, because that's like kind of crazy of you, first of all. Like, that's a little bit crazy to like be thinking too far ahead. Really step back and say, like, okay, let's just take the very next small step, and then we will evaluate from there. And communicate that to your feminine as you're doing it, so that she understands as well, like, look, things, we're moving forward, but we're taking things slowly. So she does want all of this, but she also wants just like that progression. She's tired of seeing things stagnant. And when I'm getting on the feminine side for the guidance, we have honeymoon and healing family issues. This, to me, I think these two things are mirroring each other. So the healing the family issues and this past life relationship, this is saying your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. That could be a really specific place for you to look. But I would also say that just healing in general is needed on both sides. So it looks to me like the issues that are plaguing the masculine are in a past relationship, or have to do with other feminines that he has tried to have relationships with, and that they didn't work out. And so that's where a lot of his healing lies. And it looks to me like the mirror of that for the feminine is not in these past relationships. It's actually in family issues. So this card specifically talks about parents, but I would also encourage you look at parents, grandparents, siblings. And I think siblings is actually a big one, because that can, sometimes these patterns that we have with our peers, like our siblings, can follow us into romantic relationships as well. So to me, there is more healing to be done before this friendship or acquaintanceship turns into a relationship. And so, look at these two things. This honeymoon, it says, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. This to me is saying, even though it's hard, have appreciation for what you have with this masculine, and just give gratitude to that every day. You can do it in a notebook. You could do it first thing in the morning. But give gratitude to every little thing you're receiving from this masculine. It can even be like, oh, he texted me today, or oh, he said good morning today, or he said hello to me when I saw him at work today. Whatever it might be, but take this piece for what it is, but just have appreciation for whatever communication or anything you're receiving from him. Just have that appreciation, even if what you're receiving is just that verification of his healing. So like, maybe you did healing and it affected him, and he made a big change in his personal life. That is another thing to have appreciation for. So that concludes this reading. We are going to go into the semi-personal reading right after this. And if you'd like to follow along and continue with us on that reading, make sure you go to cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. You'll be able to get a bundle of the semi-personal readings for all of the year 2020, and you will be able to continue with this reading as well as listen to all the other ones. It's a really good deal. I highly recommend it, and I would love for you to take the time to check it out. So again, that's cardreadingqueen.com/2020 readings. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you have a beautiful and blessed day.